Music is really the soundtrack to our lives, right?
Why'd you cross that line and destroy my life? Please just tell the truth.
Hey everyone, I'm Katie Daryl, and now listen, Sully Erna of Godsmack is hanging out with me. What's going on, dude?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I see that you're in the middle of hotel life, aka touring. How's it going?
It's really going good. It's been quite a year so far. You know, we're doing this like vibey kind of theater, intimate storytellers evening thing that we haven't done since literally I think 2004, which was all acoustic, but this one is fully electric, you know, full production and all that, but it's still kind of like a hybrid of acoustic and some really cool nostalgic covers that we're playing and some stories and just kind of blending it all together with candles and incense.
Incense, you say?
Yeah, we have these really cool cauldrons that like kind of fill up the theater with even a scent. So when you walk in, the experience starts right there.
I love that. The storytelling aspect. I mean, listen, I just had the privilege of click and play on the behind the scenes of the song Truth, which is the latest single from Godsmack. If those of you watching haven't taken a time out of your day to listen and or watch this story, it hurts your heart.
Didn't realize that time alone meant time with him.
You know, listen, man, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't put something like this raw and vulnerable out, because I'm the guy who preaches, you know, to my friends, to my family, helping people with advice. Even with the Scars Foundation, like we tell people like, listen, you need to share your stories and wear these scars loudly and proudly, because there are battle wounds from life, right? It's a reminder of what we survived and what makes us better as people. And I know that I would never be the person I am today if I hadn't gone through a lot of these kind of tougher experiences. So when it came time, and once again, you know, music has always been there for me to heal me and as an outlet to vent through. I would have just been a hypocrite if I didn't share my own pain and my own story and helped people understand how I got through it, right? And maybe it becomes more inspirational, especially with behind the scenes footage on that one.
Listen, you touched on a lot of things and different avenues that we're going to go down, but I want to make sure that we don't skip over this intimacy that's in the tour and telling stories while you're on stage. When you have a good story, you get really good at telling said stories. How do you keep the stories fresh?
I'm usually pretty good at going off the cuff and feeling out the audience, you know, you kind of just cater to the room in a sense, but there is certain topics that I do like to talk about that are generalized, that has to do with the theme of the show and the evening, which is the gift of music. And that's what I've learned over the years, is that music has been there for me my entire life. And even when I didn't know it, it has saved my life so many times and changed the course of my life. And I think that we all agree that music is really the soundtrack to our lives, right? That's kind of one of the things I like to talk about in the live show, is that what music is and how special it is, right? And what an anomaly it really is. As years and years developed, I got really good at being bad.
Hey, listen, AXS TV is really excited to be airing the Sully Erna Story on May 19th. The buzzword that I like to put with it is, you know, what you've said is imperfectly perfect. Talk about that phrase and talk about how it relates to the documentary and Scars Foundation.
The whole thing started for me several years ago. I actually had a moment in my life where I was dating Lady Gaga for a minute, but it's because of her that really that song was formed. And that song became the nucleus of birthing the Scars Foundation nonprofit organization that we've done. Sometimes, you know, as you get to learn people, you trigger little things inside of ourselves that we either are insecure about or that we're embarrassed about or feeling vulnerable about. And I remember after this kind of happened, and there was this little kind of this little conversation that went kind of sideways, right? It made me start thinking like, wow, I wonder how many people actually do that, where we hide these imperfections, we hide these things that maybe we're not ready to expose, you know, publicly, right? And what it does is puts a lot of us in a depressive state of mind sometimes, or at least some of us. I'm not saying her or me, but I do know that there's a lot of people out there that when they start to see these, what we call scars, whether they're emotional scars or physical scars, these traumas in our life, it can really spiral us out sometimes and make us feel insecure and imperfect, right? But to me, those imperfections are exactly what makes us unique and perfect. And I think those are the times where we need to wear these things loudly and proudly and share our stories with the rest of the world, because that's what inspires other people to come forward and share their stories. And that's what we found has been the most successful in helping people heal through the Scars Foundation, because we deal with multiple categories, from severe depression to suicide prevention, addiction, bullying, PTSD. And it's been some of the most gratifying work I've ever done in my life, honestly, to see people turn their lives around, that know there's an outlet and a community now that they can communicate through and share these kind of stories to inspire others. And I really do thank her for that in that way, because we've been able to remain friends and everything's good there. But it was just a small situation that kind of happened that triggered this whole thing, and where my strength was. And from growing up in the streets of Lawrence and going through the childhood I had, I realized this is where I can give back. This is where my strength is, because this is the kind of life I lived, of bullying and addiction and the streets and all those kind of things that I think created my own scars that I've worked through.
The latest single, Truth, is off of what is being called your last studio album. I, among a lot with other people, would like to call BS, because here's what we know about Sully Erna. And you said it yourself. Music is your therapy. You use it to get through things. How many songs are you withholding from us right now? I know you have an arsenal sitting at home, and you are just sitting on 2 albums worth, 3 albums worth.
Well, I will say that I've lost a lot of songs over time, but thankfully technology has caught up, because now at least we have iPhones and stuff where I can document the ideas, because they do say that every great artist has at least a double album waiting for them in heaven of songs that we've lost along the way that we didn't capture, So that, I'm curious myself on where those songs went, but honestly, I don't have a ton on the back burner right now, because I've gotten pretty good over the years at identifying what songs I feel are strong and are worth completing and going forward with, and what songs are just not happening. Something turned me off about them, they go in the trash and I never see them again. So I've kind of exhausted, to a certain degree, songs that would have been a Godsmack song or a Sully Erna solo song and things like that. Although the solo stuff is a bit more eclectic, so I do have some folders of that kind of stuff. Now, to get back to your point, will I ever write music again? Of course. I'm a musician. I've been playing since I was 3 years old. Music's in my blood. I'm never going to not play. Yeah. But I do feel that it's time that, this is probably the last full body of work from Godsmack. Will I ever write a single for Godsmack again? Will I ever do a collaboration? Sure, it's possible. But right now, what feels right is to just kind of honor the catalog and be out there touring on all the success we've had within the catalog.
Well, Sully, thank you so much for hanging out today. AXS TV is really psyched to be airing the Sully Erna Story on May 19th. Everyone needs to tune in, rock out, get their popcorn, and enjoy this documentary. But also catch you out on the road, right? We've got a lot of tour dates. The summer is young, and there's a lot of ways to find you out there. I'm assuming everything's on your socials, as well as the Godsmack socials?
It is. It's all out there. And thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys showing the film, and thanks for the support with the music.
Hey there. Thanks for watching AXS TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know. Just let us know what your favorite AXS TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.